Okay, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. The Commissioner Weekly Business Meeting on November 21. Is there any commissioner comment? I do have some. But is there any others? So I have here a bonding company that I'm not sure this is on the HVAC. If we send it in before it's done or after it's done, it's got that on there, so we'll be looking at that. So, and then we have an update on the HVAC system. It says that this came back in October, so it's changed a little bit, but the important part is still in here. It stated it was 57% complete at this time. Total amount paid out to Action is $974,448.25. But the important number that's in here that I want people to be aware of is the change orders, which amounts to $501,100. And that is basically the carpet and abatement. So the bid came in at right at $2 million. I don't remember off the top of my head the exact amount. So we're looking at about $2.5 million for this project. So there was an adjustment that was made on this project for the abatement. They would call and say they were ready for inspection. They'd get up here to do the inspection and they were not ready, and so the person had to drive all the way back to Wade Falls. That adjustment amounts to $9,000 that were cost overruns that we should never have had. So we will be getting a reimbursement of that. So the next item I have is the commissioners last Monday. We drove to Chinook. We met with other commissioners and a couple legislators to go over this session coming up and what some of the things that we were concerned about to help them help us down the road. At that time, we were asked to sign a petition. So this is subject is an urgent request to pass HR 7240 during the 2024 lame duck session. And this is for federal. And we write to you with an urgent request to prioritize the passage of House Resolution 7240 and the Water Compact to the Fort Belknap Indian Community of Montana during the 2024 lame duck session. This is the bill that the Senate passed 4 days after the St. Mary's rupture. This vital legislation, which had a hearing in the Subcommittee on Water, Wildlife, and Fisheries on July 23, 2024, has garnered significant support, including testimony from the President's administration advocating for its passage. In addition to settling the Fort Belknap Indian Community's water rights claim, HR 7240 addresses critical infrastructure needs by providing funding for the St. Mary's Milk River irrigation project managed by the Bureau of Reclamation. Economic and agricultural crisis on the Highline. This urgency of this legislation is underscored by the catastrophic failure of a siphon in June 2024. This failure left 700 farms, irrigation farms, and 18,000 residents relying on the Milk River for drinking water. Without an adequate water supply, the resulting crop losses in 2024 amounted to $8 million, and projections for the 2025 estimated loss will rise to a staggering $44 million if the water supply is not restored. A call to action. The passage of HR 7240 is essential not only to resolve the long-standing water claims, but also to save Montana's Highline region from severe economic hardship. This legislation represents a critical opportunity to protect livelihoods, strengthen infrastructure, and honor commitments to the Fort Belknap Indian community. We deeply appreciate your leadership and thank you in advance for ensuring that House Resolution 7240 is passed during the lame duck session. And all of the chairmen of the commission that were present signed this. And there's some more follow-up documentation after that. Okay, is there any other? Okay, also want to announce that this week we completed the county canvas. So the votes are in and certified. Okay. Any other public comments on non-agenda items?
I have one. So we do minutes. For commissioner meetings, any meetings you're held in. So a former clerk and recorder had brought to me 6 months of minutes and there's a bunch of errors in them. So I don't know what we want to do. These are all from 21 and 22. Some of the errors are missing all part of June 3rd, all of June 4th, all of June 7th, claim numbers, duplicate pages, people who were here versus people who weren't here, missing resolutions. One says Commissioner Winland and it's actually supposed to be Commissioner Strissel. So I don't know who wants to fix these. Diane was marked was not present. Why didn't, was marked chair and Diane signed the spot. So these are just things that are not accurate in these minutes and they've already been printed on paper that go in the book. So I don't know who wants to fix these. Because they need to be fixed and you're missing sentences for dates as well.
So the notes are.
All of the
what's
sticky
this?
notes are errors that need to be repaired. So, and some of them are big, like you're missing, there's several spots where you're missing like 3 or 4 days of minutes. So in May and I know in June, so. I think you're going, I don't know what you're gonna have to do with the days that you're missing. And some days are combined and, yeah. And there's things in there that say, if there's any errors in these minutes, please ask me to remove or update, and it's still sitting in the official minutes, and Sue said that shouldn't be there.
Hey, I guess we go back to the past secretary and see if there's notes there that we can use to clarify.
Sounds good.
I was just coming over because you had stopped in the health department. And I was on call and I'm leaving to get ahead of the freezing rain for hockey trip. But for the day after Thanksgiving, the health department has been closed for the past 7 years. People use their vacation. If we're closed, they have to use their vacation time. We're always closed. For the past 7 years, we've been closed to the public. Sometimes Courtney will come in to do billing to catch up on flu and COVID billing. Since there's nobody coming in and out to distract her, but otherwise, if we're closed, they're using vacation time.
Kim, and correct me if I'm wrong. I seem to recall at some point that somebody was always available by phone.
Well, we're always available 24/7, but not if we're a public health emergency, yes. And if people need us for a public health emergency, there are 24/7 numbers that get to me or Bridget or Will. And then Board of Health members beyond the 3 of us. But we're not an emergency service, and the MCA code doesn't require health departments to be open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, like the elected official offices. So in order to get it approved many years ago, we had to be open. I had to keep track of how many people came in. I had to keep track of phone calls. And it was then used that data the following year to then get it approved by the commission for us to be able to be closed.
Oh, so we went through the approval?
A long time ago.
Okay.
My question also was, do you want a memo sent out?
I
We always
mean-
done a memo.
Well, last year I copied and pasted the email from last year to this year. So I don't know if there's an issue that if people have questions, they can talk to me directly, but it's always been, yeah, it went through approval process a long time ago. So. Yeah, okay.
Just,
Well, no, and I just
we
wanted to
just want to make
clarify.
sure there's
Yeah,
clarification.
yeah.
And,
no,
if we need a memo to get out, we
Yeah.
need to get that done.
and I can type it up too. It was posted on our Facebook page. Everybody's voicemail will have that we're closed and open on Monday.
I wouldn't hurt. just
Yeah,
say-
and it'll be on our door and I can type it up. Would Monday be okay to type it up? Okay.
That's awful late.
Yeah. But yeah.
You'll type it up and post it.
Yep.
So is
Yeah.
there any further questions for Kim? Okay, further non-agenda items.
I have one. I would just like to make another request, that Tiffany, can you please send out updated weekly business meeting agenda, so we're prepared? Only when I got sent out, we hadn't discussed anything or put anything on it as of Monday. Since then, we had after our working session, so I was just wondering if you could please just send those out so they're updated, so I'm prepared for our meetings.
They are
Or
in
business
the
meeting.
commissioner folders.
Could you please send it out via email so I can print it and I can have it available and refer to it when I need it, so I can be prepared for our meeting? Thank you.
And is that for the business meeting, did you say?
Correct.
Okay.
Does anybody have anything from me or that they need from me?
I'm sending you a list of stuff for audit.
Okay.
Don't be scared.
Okay. Sounds good. All right.
Drive safe.
I will. Thanks. Have a good weekend.
Okay, non-agenda items. Okay, any public comments on agenda items? Okay, none, employment,
Commissioner Peterson?
Yep.
Guys, I do have one thing on commissioner comments. On Thursday, November 14th at approximately 2:00 p.m. to 4:00 p.m., Commissioner Peterson and I met with members from Great West Engineering and Montana Fish Wildlife Parks at the tailwaters below First Lake to discuss floodplain planning project. Forgot to mention that at the beginning there.
Yep, I apologize for that.
Nope. Since it was an accidental quorum, we didn't have a audio or video out there at the tailwaters, so I just wanted to make sure that was in the minutes here today.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on that? Did anybody have? Okay, we have a hire notification. Christine Wickham has been employed by the clerk and recorders as a clerk. It's a part-time position. Hire date is 11/18/24, starting salary 1768. Letter of termination by elected official department head Connie Robertson is no longer working for my department and should be terminated as of 11/19/24. And this is Justice Court. And I have a leave request, Hill County Commissioner's Office, Tiffany Tanner.
Those aren't supposed to, that's confidentiality for Tiff. You shouldn't read that out loud. Please.
Okay. I don't have any budget abatement or resolutions. I have a contract or change. Order number 3 from Cushing and Terrell. For Action Plumbing and Construction, contract amount is being reduced by $9,000 due to 9 additional site visits. The abatement subcontractor contractor has caused the owner to incur for testing and inspection by the owner's industrial hygienist. So that's the 9,000 I talked about earlier. So next item is a contract extension. Did I go? Yeah. There we go. This is the Montana Department of Natural Resources Conservation District, DNRC. Request for contract extension for the Hill County Beaver Creek Tailwater Project. Dear Melissa Downey, we are writing to formally request an extension of the DNRC RRG 24-1942 grant contract for Hill County Beaver Creek Tailwater Project, currently scheduled to end on December 31, 2024. Due to unforeseen project delays, construction will not begin until the spring of 25. To ensure adequate time for project completion and compliance with the grant requirements, we respectfully request an extension of the grant's contract end date to September 30, 2025. This extension will allow us to meet all project goals and utilize the grant funding effectively. We remain committed to the successful completion of this important project and appreciate your support and understanding. If additional documentation or information is needed to process this request, please do not hesitate to contact us. And it will be signed by all three commissioners. So do you wish to have a motion?
Motion to extend. Beaver Creek Tailwater Project.
You there, Jake?
Yeah, I had trouble hearing that. Was that a formal motion?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Okay, I'll second said motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there further discussion? Okay, the tailwater project is only about 100 feet in length, and it's a stream bank stabilization, and also to basically slow the water down from, and hopefully stop any further degrading of the stream banks down below that. All right, further discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Did you hear, Jake?
Yeah, I forgot to hit unmute. Yeah, aye.
Okay, and aye. So, those opposed, same sign. Motion passed 3-0. So Jake, when you get in, would you please sign this?
You got it.
Okay, claims and payroll. Hey, Carroll College, this is, for testing for the, wastewater for the health department. $1,784.56. FFF Enterprises Health Department, this is 20 doses of spike backs. $2,517.61. Henry Sheen Incorporated Family Planning. This is syphilis testing kits and sharps. $519.07. Industrial Comm and Electric of Bozeman 911. This is mileage, travel, time, and repair. $2,444. Tammy Schoen, Hill County WIC. Mileage for travel to WIC Satellite Clinic in Chester and back. $81.74. Northwestern Energy, this is electrical and gas for multiple facilities, $9,877.48. Going through here to see if I can find fairgrounds, because I know you've been interested in that in the past. I don't know as it is. Is it in this one?
Nope. That one's separate.
I will not find it from
You will not.
Cisco, Montana. Hill County Council on Aging. Food and non-food items for the Heber Senior Center. Food items for congregate meals and food items for home delivered meals. $3,440.54. Triangle Communications. Auditor. This is for telephone lines, long distance calls, internet services, and telephone system. Local access charges, voice service, and Triangle LOC, LEC, $1,344.90.
And on that one, just so you guys are again aware, I had mentioned that there's been issues with the codings not working. So they're being missed. So on this one, I subtracted out those ones that were missed because it happened last month, it happened this month. I've been in contact with them. So hopefully I'll hear something back, but for this one, I subtracted out those charges that were miscoded. And it was like $18 or something.
So how does that occur? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
That's a tech thing. I don't know what to tell you there.
How do you know?
We've been
they're
good
missing?
forever. Oh, because I end up with a whole stack. If you look at the very front, it has no name on it. So then you know it wasn't coded to any department. There's part of the bill. See here, where it starts showing this, whereas normally what it should do. Like here. If it coded, you know, but this one, see, there's nothing.
It's just random.
You have no
So-
idea.
And if we make a long distance call, we have to put a code in.
Correct.
And
Yep.
so it's evidently not asking for the code, so it's not.
It's for the code, but it's not taking it to where it needs to go. I mean, it's not working within the system and like I said, that's a techie thing, so. They're working. Yeah. So hopefully, like I said, we had issues years ago, quite a few years ago, and it seemed to be all ironed out. And then all of a sudden, last month popped up having issues again. I have no idea.
Is there a way not to have to dial a code for long distance?
What do you mean? How would you then break it out by departments? This is the only
I mean-
system I know, you know what I mean, what I've been told. I
Right.
don't know how
I know-
else you would do it unless you each had a separate line.
Yeah.
You know, cause I have ones that, you know, they said have their own personal line, but there's no way, I think, I mean, if it's gonna truncate into here and it has all those, then I don't, you gotta have something that's gonna just, you know, distinguish it. Okay, but if you got a great idea, let me know.
I just
But
know
it's
that-
been good for, like I said, we haven't had issues.
I thought there would be another way, like not having to dial out for long distance much anymore, but
Good question. I don't know. I haven't been given any other options than to say, okay, we're working on it. I'll let the tech people know. So hopefully it'll, you know, hopefully it can get
So
resolved. like it was.
normally, if you don't enter the code, it won't allow it to go through.
Mhm, right.
to give a code.
Yeah,
And that was the question I was kind of alluding to is how come it's not working? So,
Somewhere in that, once you put in your code, somewhere it's being
So then my
scrambled.
question is, how's it even being charged to us? Why is
Well,
that?
because
even-
it's still coming
it's
to the
not
number, the main number, which is all the
through our
trunks that
line.
are 12 trunks that we have. So I mean, it knows it's coming out of here.
Yeah.
It's just not dispersing
yeah, you
it
could go
to,
back if you had time and look at all the numbers and try and sort them out. And
yeah, but
eventually,
for 18
you've
bucks,
asked us, well, you know, that same thing here, sometimes
Throw in.
$1.31 and there's 14 calls.
Yeah.
Guarantee you 90% of them are probably mine, especially if it's last month.
So is that, I wonder, because a lot of those departments are moved over to the annex, but the.
no,
annex
but
don't
they've been
have-
over there since June.
I know,
So there hasn't been a
But-
problem till last month.
and that's.
Otherwise, that would be a nice, it'd be a correlation that you could think
Yeah.
is the problem, but
But
it
yeah,
doesn't seem
there's
to add up.
checking, but it does have a sanitarian, which is located over.
I mean,
there.
there's ones that are being charged. It isn't like it missed all of them. It just missed a big chunk of them.
I'll go through and be like.
And the width,
20
yeah, it's picking up everybody else over there.
I mean,
We've been-
and the hard part is,
We've been having phone number problems. I don't really. Like I can't dial out.
well, and the hard part is like, if we set in the general fund,
Yeah.
that's just coming out of the general fund, whether it's you, me, or whoever. It's the ones that aren't, and they have to pay separately. That's a tough one.
It's not worth the $18.
And that's exactly what we decided prior years ago, or a few years back when we had those problems. It was like, okay, how much time and effort are you going to put into this?
Right.
Okay,
Especially
next
since
one.
the prices have went down. I mean, really long distance charges or the amount charged has substantially went down what they charge per whatever. I mean, it was amazing when they changed over how much cheaper Triangle was on those long distance calls. It was good.
Okay, Jordan Witchman, family planner. Travel,
It's for the services they provide, she provides.
She has to travel
oh,
down the
good.
High Line and stuff.
Almost 3 months here, something. Oh, okay, this is the nurse that comes out of Winifred.
Sorry, yes.
All of her fees, $2,043.25. Election judges, clerk and recorder, election payroll, $13,529.32.
They're not cheap.
You did a fantastic job. Audit board, clerk and recorder. This is audit board for November 2024 election, $750. Hill County treasurer, auditor, real property taxes, $14,583.86.
And I did notice a couple went down, so
It's a plus.
the rest didn't go up too much, so.
Okay, I have a letter here from the auditor, dated November 21, Board of Commissioners. I'm refusing a claim submitted to me October 23, 2024 by the planner to pay Aquatana for the cooler rental for the planning UDB office. This is an item that for other offices has had to be approved by the commissioners, have not been notified by the commissioners as of this date if it is approved. The previous planner paid for this rental personally and has been being paid by the current planner up until August of 23. This rental has not been paid since this date, and thus those months are all past due. If not approved to be paid by the commissioners, then this account needs to be taken out of Hill County's name. Please advise me of the approval or disapproval so I can contact vendor and follow up with him. So I do believe that the county owes the past. Even though we weren't necessarily aware of it until now. But I do believe it is not necessary. There's other fountains available in the courthouse that can be utilized for water.
So I'm confused. You said Amy paid for it personally, but yet
Mhm.
it was under the Hill County account.
Yeah, it was all set up under Hill County, but she paid for it personally.
And didn't Julie just pay for it personally just this last time? her own
No, she had paid for it initially up to this point, but she hasn't paid anything that I've been made aware of. So if she went and paid, because I asked her on Monday, I believe it was Monday, anyways, because I've been trying to resolve where we're at with this. So nothing's been paid that I've been made aware of.
So how much
And
is
there's-
past due? In-
Well, we're gonna have another month on there. If you look here, Aquatana gave me a breakout. And like I said, it goes from August of 23 down to September of 24. So there would probably be possibly October, November's also due. But
And how many dollars?
110.
it's 110. And then, like I said, but then you got, like I said, you've got
Plus 2 months.
plus 2 months.
And a month is,
Depends
$10
on-
bucks is what the rental is. So, like I said, and that was, it's on here, she actually showed, because it was after I talked to her. So then there was September's, which would have went into October 120. So I would say it's 130 or 140, depending on the bill date.
So Julie, you,
She made a comment, but I can't find it.
so Julie, did you pay anything out of your own personal, credit card or, your own personal money? Did you pay anything towards that?
This is, I haven't paid it
Haven't
yet. I was waiting.
To find out if I pay it on,
So are you wanting to keep this cooler and pay for it personally and have it switched out of the county's account? I have paid in a few months cash. It's a,
which at the beginning, Julie, is my understanding, or have you done something that should be subtracted from what they are showing owed?
I think she has to type this. At the beginning I paid, I want to keep the cooler. However, can I do that?
To do it personally?
Yeah.
I don't see an issue with that.
that's what Mark was just saying. If it just needs to be changed out of county into her personal.
Yeah,
It'll be
which
personally
would,
her cooler.
which would be.
and that
probably
is.
Maybe should have been done.
And that would be fine, but we've got from this point on versus this point back. So this point back, we need to decide how we're gonna handle that past due.
Mm-hmm. And I think personally, by paying it, then you're saying that you were okay with it being done.
But I
That's
think
up to you guys.
personally, because it was in the county's account, that we're responsible and we should go ahead and pay it, wipe it clean, going forward. Julie wants to have this cooler, then she pays for it out of her pocket. And that'll be for her to,
Mhm.
deal with that bill.
Yep.
But if it's been under a county account,
She said she wants to be able to keep it. So she has to put it in.
Yeah, yes. If, she'll just change it to her name then. contact them. I mean, it'd be through her.
Okay. Suggestions out there?
When was Julie notified that she was responsible for this instead of the county?
I'm not sure.
A
I
month
mean,
ago?
the first I know of it was when she turned in that claim to pay it. So that's all I know. I didn't
Recently?
know. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. Yes. Because apparently it was out there, you know, and being charged as such, but I hadn't seen anything turned in for us to pay it.
Does anybody know where that bill was being sent?
I think, Julie, do you remember if that was coming to you through an email? How did you get billed when you took over and was paying it? How did you receive that invoicing or that bill?
Going through Amy's emails that she wasn't receiving.
It's today at 1 o'clock.
Okay, but she was paying it is what I'm saying, since she went into that office downstairs, Julie was paying it. Up
Oh, this is a
until,
year behind.
no, but she initially went in March and it was paid up till August by Julie herself, which is what she said. So I'm asking, I don't know how she received.
Email of Amy's, but
Yeah. The bill was originally going to Amy.
yeah.
Okay, but you still paid for it, right, Julie? For those first months, is my understanding, or am I not understanding that correctly?
We can scale the house and so you can check.
What we're gonna do?
County should just go ahead and pay this and going forward, let Julie, if she wants to have it, that's all on her, that she would pay for it. Rental, water, whatever, the cooler.
Okay, if we're gonna
That'll be on
pay it,
her.
what account?
Is it coming out of
Come out of
planning
the-
then?
It's coming out of office supplies or something.
But it'd be out of the planning budget, correct?
Yes.
Or otherwise, that's, I guess, my question for that. It is submitted for out of planning. But is that the case, or is it the?
Julie, it comes out of the planning budget, correct, under office supplies, if I remember correctly,
That's it.
281? 200. 100. Office is 200, correct? But it says on here,
So that budget is kind of tight. Is there money in that budget to do that?
Lexi?
I haven't looked at it in the last couple of weeks, but it is very extremely tight. That budget's probably already gonna be in the hole. And we've discussed that, which I've talked to Julie about that.
well, we had a discussion on that too. When Sandy was here
Yeah.
last week regarding the mills, and those apparently weren't put on the taxes, so. That funding hasn't been going.
I
It's
still,
Julie, so,
what she budgeted, she's gonna be over budget. Versus what she had for budget.
We're very close.
Yeah, she'll be over.
so in your office supplies, Julie, does that cover that? Need a couple months, but then. Yes, 200, I think. Yep, 200. That's what it's under.
Yeah,
I can
That's what
seriously
you
pay
can-
this out of my own pocket if this is a problem. I don't think it's a problem if you have the funding in that 200 account for your office supplies. What are we into? November.
Jake, thoughts?
Well, it's kind of a pickle because yeah, that budget's pretty tight. I yeah,
I will, if, just pay them.
go ahead.
Continue on. You ain't gonna hurt my account. That might, I'm not saying not to pay it from that one, but you should be very aware that that is a very, very tight account. Extremely.
So in the past, when Amy was here, it was paid,
Her personally.
how long has she been paying that person,
Who?
Amy?
Amy did? Since they, I don't know when they brought it in that office.
And
I
the
might have-
water, was that paid personally also?
Yeah, I've never paid for anything out of planning for, cooler rental or water. Amy started it in February of 22. And she paid but by direct deposit. And that's how it was done by Amy when she was in there. And then Julie came in March of 23. And like I said, Julie took care of it until that billing in August.
So really, this isn't any of Julie's doing, her fault. It should have been canceled when Amy left if she had a personal account with them for this
No,
water.
it was
pool.
under Hill County Planner.
So
She
then
just
it was
paid
under
for
the
it.
county. That's why.
Yeah,
I keep
it's
going
always
back
been
and saying it should just
under-
Get paid for. And at this point, moving forward, if Julie wants to go ahead with it, then she can personally do that.
Okay, then, just let it go.
That really should have been canceled when Amy left.
I thought that was a,
But she continued on paying it personally. I guess is what's weird about it. Guess that's the only thing that, I just,
That position wasn't filled for a few months after Amy left, so
yeah,
it should have been canceled at the time Amy left. If she was leaving her job, why would she continue on with the cooler? Is what I'm saying. But it was under the county, so that's where it keeps coming back to.
we have past due bills. We've been very kind not to add interest. So I do believe we need to find a way to pay the past due. What Julie wants to do moving forward is up to Julie. To determine if she wants to keep it or if she wants to get water, out of the clerk and recorder's water jug. That's an option for her and not have to pay the $10 a month plus water. So, I just need to know what we are going to do. With the past due.
I make a motion that the county goes ahead and pays Aquatana the $110 and whatever the difference might be. I mean,
Well, it's
or we just
gonna
go
be
for the
in,
110.
gonna be higher than that, isn't it?
yes, it will be.
It'll be around 130, 140.
Of the past owing. That's my motion.
Well, I need to be clear on the dollars, and you said 110?
Well, I didn't know that we know the exact dollar amount, so are we just gonna assume 130? That's what you're saying, 2 more months added to the 110,
That's, I know where it's at.
then the 130?
Okay, we have a motion for the county to pay it. I'm, questioning what account, Sherry, could you clarify that for me, please?
I think it's in there.
2250.
Out of 200, and that's the Hill County Planner budget.
I'll second it just for discussion.
And so the motion is that we, the Hill County Planning budget will pay out of 200, the amount of, we're not sure the amount right now, but it's 130 or 140. And then at that point, then our obligation as the county ends. Further discussion.
Hey, Lexi, I don't know if you have these numbers available, but what is that budget sitting at right now, and can it withstand this?
I would have to look, so give me 2 minutes to look, okay?
We'll wait patiently.
Perfect.
Tiff, these recordings that we do on meetings, on the one coming up this afternoon with the, St. Mary's, is that available for the public, almost immediately to view?
They're not originated by us, so I cannot record them without their permission. So, and in the last one, I didn't get permission to record it. So I don't.
Well,
know
any
if it's
meeting we're
available.
in, we have to record. If we're recording. Commissioners. Doing good.
I think we.
Who's calling, please?
Person and she's checked it, she did take it off. And then she said she hasn't spent anything on her.
Okay.
Lexi says.
Yeah, sir, we're not interested. Thank you for calling.
If you are joining in an existing meeting, Mark, I don't know if we can set it up in a way to you guys watching it. But when we did that last one, I hit to record and it wouldn't let me. So we can play around with it, but it just said I wasn't the originator of the meeting, so it wouldn't let me record it. There might be another way, I just don't know.
I'll try and make a phone call. Go ahead, Lexi.
Okay, so looking at it, her supplies, she should be fine with this bill, but it is it's a very tight budget, so you'll just have to monitor it. Julie?
What did she have in there originally under the 200?
It's 1,000 and she's spent $580, but the problem is the entire budget, not just that one line item.
Cause you can overspend a line item as long as
If
that
not overspend the
fund
budget.
cannot, yes. Just want to make sure that was clear for people.
Hey, Jake, did you hear that?
Yes, sir.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
I,
Those opposed, same sign. Aye. Motion passed 2-1. Okay. Any public comments on agenda items?
You signed that?
Any public comments on
Yeah, I
non-agenda
would
items?
sign it and then I'll go get it stamped and get it back to you. Okay?
I'm just wondering, as far as board appointments, I know we're short on the, fair board. I'm wondering if we have anybody that is signed up is considering applying for positions on that board. and how many there may be, if there is.
Tiffany would have that information. Tiffany would receive our letter of interest for the boards, and so she would have a better understanding of that.
And as soon as we receive them, then the clock starts for an interview.
Mhm.
So
Okay,
at this
well-
point, we haven't received any interest.
Well, I know we lost another member now, so now we're down to, what, 5 again? And it's
Did
supposed-
they send in a letter of the?
Oh, yeah, we got the paperwork all done up,
Yeah.
and it was brought in here, so it was brought in yesterday, if I remember correctly, after the
Where
meeting
was
on
it dropped
Tuesday.
off at?
Hmm?
Where was it dropped off at?
Michelle and Joni are taking care of it, but we just know that he's no longer on the board. He doesn't want to be there.
Yes, and Joni reached out to us commissioners. I responded back. She wanted to know the process, and I said there would have to be a letter of resignation that's submitted to the office, so we know that.
Yeah.
And then Tiffany can post it out that there's another open board position or a open board position. We have to do that at least 30 days. Any letters of interest that come in after that or during that time period, then we as commissioners can review them and then go forward with the interviews and that whole process. But I did type it out and explained it to her, and I believe Mark and Jake were on that email.
Yeah, well,
That went back to Joni.
So if that's the case, we've been advertising for how long for a fair board member? So the 30 days,
yes, now we do. Before we just had one, but now we got
so
two.
that has been advertised.
But I was just wondering if we
Over
had,
30 days.
if we had any, lined up that was interested, or where we at with all of that?
Because if there was, then we would have had him in. for an
Right,
interview.
there. You've had a couple positions open for a while.
It says 2. So now do you have 3?
Well, you,
No, we have 5 on the board. So we're 2 short.
So it's been advertised at 2.
Maybe never got updated when Bree went on, I don't know.
So it's advertised, has been advertised for some time.
Yes. Okay. And I just was wondering if anybody had applied or filled out or asked or anything like
Not
that.
that I'm aware of. I haven't heard it. Have you
Okay.
received
I have
anything,
not got it.
Tiffany?
Okay, so apparently we're still where we're at. But I'm noticing that it's getting harder and harder to find people to get on these boards. And,
Well, this has been in the paper
oh yeah, I've seen
for a
it.
long time.
Yeah.
And so we understand your feelings.
But I thank you for your time.
You bet. Thanks, Bob, for your time. Any other non-agenda items? There are none. Meeting adjourned at 10:55.